This is my Daytona trip gone wrong story time. I had a trip planned out with my friends, and this girl, we're gonna call her Bubbles, swiped up on my story and invited herself to the trip. She also last minute invited her friends like 2 days before the trip. So I ended up driving my car from Georgia to Daytona, and I already let them know in advance, y'all need to give me some gas money. So Bubbles gave me $20, which is $20, and her friend, we're gonna call her Blue, she gave me $40. So I'm not greedy. That was enough to fill my tank and get there. I also expected them to help me drive. Like, it's a 5-hour drive. I asked them, can they help me drive? Blue fell dead the fuck to sleep. Bubbles is talking about she hasn't drove in a year. She's 27, so she can't help me drive. So after the 5 hours, we finally arrive in Florida, and that's when we go to Disney World. I don't have no complaints from that day other than I had a headache because I went from 5-hour drive immediately going to a Disney World park. That was 10 hours of my day, no rest. Next day, we go to Daytona. My friend was also coming with us to Daytona Beach, and so I was just waiting around for her. Bubbles and Blue were rushing me when I have the car. How do you want to rush the driver but don't want to help drive? So at this point, I just compromised with my friend. I'm like, can you just meet me at the beach? You're a 27-year-old complaining about not getting to a beach full of 19 to 23-year-olds on time. There, Bubbles is like, I wish we came here earlier. I said, okay, do you want me to turn around? So we're on the beach, and I accidentally left my purse on the sand, and it got swept up by the ocean. So my car keys were in there, and so my car keys are wet. So now I have another issue. So there's no signal on this beach. My car keys are wet. I want to get to my car. I'm rushing to get to my car because the beach at this point is already closed. If you know my car keys are wet, I am your transportation. We don't even know if the keys are gonna work for the car because it's wet. Let's have a sense of urgency to get to the car. So I get to the car. Why is my car the last car in the lot? All the cars got towed. As I'm watching all the cars get towed out the same lot I was at, and my car being the last one standing in a freaking tow truck right behind me, do you know who called me? Bubbles. So she called me saying I left her on the beach, even though she was in a bunch of boys' space while I was trying to urgently get to my car that was about to get towed. I did apologize because, came off as misdirected anger. I am a little frustrated. My car almost got towed. So after that whole fiasco, we ended up deciding we're going to eat at Longhorn. Sat in the same booth. So I'm sitting like this, and she is sitting like this. So she is on her phone texting, clamping her nails to the screen like, I'm not gonna sit here and assume like you're texting about me. The back of your phone is facing me, and that's childish. You're 27. So at this point, I'm just fed up. So I get my food to go, and I just wait in my car for them. So they get in my car. They ask me, am I okay? Would you be okay if you sitting in a booth with a girl who's clanking her finger, talking shit about you because your car almost got towed? So because we had all that tension, I just decided to stay in my room. Other friends decided to bring other girls, and Bubbles and Blue were not having it. So both Blue and Bubbles got on their Instagram story talking crap about everyone in the B&B, saying how they brought girls without letting them know, how they felt uncomfortable, which I understand, but in the same breath, the B&B is in their name. So after all this, I just let them know straight up, like, y'all gonna have to find your own ride home because I'm already fed up. Y'all doing too much snake and fake stuff for me to be okay with. And I told them, next time, come with your own car to Florida.
Someone who has gone on a lot of girls trips, if you follow these rules right here, y'all will still come back as friends because me and my friends, we're still friends. At least some of us. So it seems like we have a little bit of confusion of what is acceptable and not acceptable when it comes to girls' trips. So I've put together a couple of rules that will help you guys in your next girls' trip. So we're not going to have 3 days of discussion on this app about girls' trips. Okay, let's start. First things first, before you swipe your card, if you are the card holder or the booker, before you book anything, make sure all the funds are in your account. Because if we say that we're ready to pay, we're ready to pay. We missed out on the Airbnb because Tisha didn't want to send her funds. Then y'all can get on Tisha and she can leave the trip if she's not ready to pay her funds. When you get on the trip, if you are in a situation where maybe your card is not working or whatever, and you're like, hey, can you just pay and I'll cash app you? Cash app me right now. Then I'll pay. Before the card is swiped, the funds must be in my account. Okay? Oh, I'm a big advocate for an itinerary. We're not just going with the flow. I'm not about to pay all this money and be going with the flow in a different country. Have an itinerary. Send everybody the itinerary. Let them all read and study the itinerary before we get on the plane. Have a pop quiz if you must, because we're not about to be having, oh, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? As someone who plans the trip, it can get really tiring and exhausting having to answer that question over and over again. Look up what we're doing at 5, Tisha. Always vote for the activities. You don't want a situation where it's like, well, I didn't want to do this anyway. I didn't want to do this anyway. Y'all have a group chat, right? Put a poll in there. Do y'all want to go jet skiing? No? Okay, we're not doing jet skiing. It's that simple. No confusion. Leave your dusty ass man at home. Don't bring your man, because if you bring your man, it's not a girls trip. It's not a girls trip and guy. Only person allowed to bring their man on a trip is the birthday girl. And if your man must be on the trip, there must be other men on the trip. 3 or more. Or maybe 2. 2 is pushing it, but 3 or more is a couple's trip. But if it's a girls trip and you bring your man and you're not the birthday girl, seek help. Always have a buddy system. We are in 2024 and S trafficking is at an all-time high, so you need to always be with someone at all times. Don't let your friend wander off drunk because, oh, well, she's grown, No, she's not. When she's drunk, she's a baby. Always have somebody with her, and if you guys don't want to stay with her wherever she's trying to go, then yank her out of there. She's not going over there. She's too drunk to be talking to these men anyway. And if you're the one that likes to wander off, maybe you need to stop drinking so much. When you're in a different country or when you're in a different state, control your drinking. You're not supposed to be blacked out drunk every time, y'all. Like, you can still have a good time without getting blacked out. And this coming from me, they call me boozy. And I'm telling y'all don't have to be plastered drunk to have a good time. So watch your drinking, especially when you're out of the country, because you can get robbed, you can get taken. There's a lot of things that can go down. You can get into fights with your girls. Don't drink too much. And last but not least, I don't know, this is going to be a little controversial. I don't know how y'all are going to enforce this, but send proof of funds. Either pay up everything that we need to do at the location, pay it up before you get on the plane, or everybody needs to submit some form of proof of funds. Like, show, okay, if this is going to cost us $500, everybody show they got $500. I don't know how y'all going to do it. I've never done it myself, but at this point, for us to stop having all these stories back and forth, 1 week of think pieces on your friend who's broke, to avoid any of that, proof of funds, no legion. Please. Y'all are stressing me out. Save, comment, share this to your group chat because we are tired. We're exhausted. We don't need y'all traveling to Morocco with $2 in your pockets. We don't need it. So share this with your group chat. Don't send it before you guys plan the trip so that everybody will know that we're on the same page. We're not having this fighting back and forth. Leave the drama at home. Do you know what's worse than being on the no-fly list? Fighting in another country. It's prison in another country. So you guys, please. I want all the girlies to have fun. I want all the girlies to be safe. I want all the girlies to remain friends. So follow this list and y'all will be all right. All right, bye y'all. Be safe.
Going on a girls trip always end bad, and I will forever go on a solo date trip with my boyfriend every year for my birthday. I felt like I did it all right. I booked the cruise in advance 5 months prior, sorted out the pricing, booked the flights. Friend number 1, a month before the trip, starts wigging out. Like, oh, I talked to my mom. I don't know if I should go. So I'm telling my best friend that already told me ahead of time that she couldn't go. I'm telling her the situation, like, the girl don't know if she want to go. I don't want her to ruin the mood, like, da. My best friend invites herself and said, girl, fuck that. I just got into a settlement. I can go in her place anyway. It'll be fun. So I'm so happy, like, oh, my real best friend coming. We're going shopping. We're getting ready for the trip. I'm so excited. The night before, so at this point, my friend that was originally supposed to go, she's like, should I go? Should I not go? I convinced her not to go at this point. Because I'm like, if you're confused, I'm just going to convince her not to go because my other best friend that I'm really close with is going to go and everything's going to be fine and everything's going to work out. So my best friend ended up paying the money to, or whatever, get her spot, secure her spot. And then tell me why the night before the trip, the night before I flight to Miami, because you got to fly to the port, my best friend said she talked to her man and she feel like she shouldn't go on the cruise. So I'm like doing whatever to convince my friend, like, hey, like, why would you not go? Like, why would you not go? Like the night before. Anyways, I couldn't convince her to go. So now I'm finding a alternate to replace the alternate. So she's trying to find her birth certificate, trying to get her, she literally got 8 hours to prepare to go on a cruise. Anyway, she ends up making it. Then I realized I booked like the wrong flights on American. She ended up getting us some flights to Delta and pieced that shit up. To this day, I don't know how she did it, but we ended up making it to that damn port, honey. She asked me, she was like, how much do I need to pay for, old girl spot? So at this point, I said, you don't got to pay nothing, because she forfeit at the last minute. And when we called, they said that you can't get your money back from a cruise if you don't put insurance on it or whatever. I called them, they wasn't giving her money back, and I don't have the $500 to give because you didn't know if you was gonna come. So like, I land in Miami, I'm arguing with friend number one, because she's like, why would you sit here and let her take my spot for free? I'm like, well, you said you wasn't going, you forfeit your money. If you call Carnival and tell them to get your money back, then you could do that. But as far as me making her pay, I'm not doing that, because she didn't have the same courtesy of getting everything ready. Then alternate number two is like, hey, let me know when they send the money back for the flight. I'm like, they don't even give money back for the flight. But I end up disputing the flight, and they end up getting my money back. So I gave her her money back, her little $300 back. At this point, I'm just irritated, because it's just like, I just feel like everybody was just so inconsiderate. No one cares that it's my birthday, right? But then the story gets worse. So then we're at the Bahamas, and my friend that pieced up the flights is like, okay, I'm gonna do your makeup, I'm gonna do everything, we're gonna do photos, all that. We get there, she starts having a nasty ass attitude. She said that she was pregnant. Didn't even know she was pregnant. So she started wigging out because she didn't have a towel to use for the shower. But at this point, I'm just fed up, and we just getting into it. And she's like, I'm about to call a ride home. I'm about to get somebody to drive to come get me, and just on the phone acting like she about to go. So then me and the other friend that's been the most nice and easy to work with this whole time, we're in the rental car. She pulls back the seat. My phone was in the crack. Didn't even think about it. And my phone shatters. So now I feel like my birthday is ruined, because I can't take no pictures. My makeup is not done. Everybody's saying I'm owing them money. I done convinced this girl to stop going just for my best friend to, punk out the night before we leave. My friend that skedaddled and was able to hop on a flight in 8 hours is pregnant, and she got mood swings. My other friend that gave me no type of problems ended up accidentally breaking my phone and starts crying about it, because now I'm irritated, and I'm like, can we go half for you to get my phone fixed? And it's just shambles. Then me and the friend that broke my phone is at the casino. We're both helping. We both playing. She won $100. Do you think that she helped me pay my phone, get my phone fixed, or you think she kept that $100? This is the thing. A lot of women are selfish and inconsiderate, moody, and I just feel like the more girls you add to a girl trip, the more stressful that shit is. If I cannot go with my man, I'm not going with nobody. And to this day, these same friends be like, can we go out of town together? And I just be like, hell fucking no.
What's up, Storytime, y'all? So this is going to be the storytime about the last video I just said about the DC trip gone wrong. So basically, Miami's trip gone wrong, just DC version, DMV version. Yeah, let's get into it. So went on a trip with this girl named Yamina. Yeah, we're dropping names. So I went on this trip with this girl named Yamina that I met like probably 2 years back in Georgia. And mind you, I'm from DC. She has family in DC, and she had brought her son to DC while we were not talking, and I'm gonna get into that also. But she brought her son to DC with her family, and she, like, when we started talking back, then she wanted to go and pick her son up from DC. And I was like, okay, cool. So you going to DC, I'm from DC, I could go with you, like. And she didn't want to drive by herself, so it was like, okay, cool. She didn't want to go by herself, so it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna go, because shit, I've been supposed to have been going out DC for a minute now, and I've been bullshitting on people, so I might as well go. Okay, cool, y'all. Long story short, so the main reason of the trip was for her to get her son, and I just was like, okay, shit, I'm gonna tag along, because you gonna need somebody else to drive with you, first off, and second off, I want to go to DC. So, like, it's a win-win for real. So I ends up telling her, like, okay, like, with the rental car and all of that, like, Benz, though, that she already had took care of it and all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you gas money. she got the rental in her uncle's name. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just give you gas money for the rental or whatever, like, blah, say, blah. And, like, I'm paid the gas on the rental. So when it came down to us, like, on our way down there, then I had paid the first set of gas. She let her tell it, I did it. But I paid the first set of gas, and I spent $45. She only put $30 in the gas tank. I spent $45, and she filled the tank up with $30. The tank didn't need nothing else. So then after that, I ended up, I drove like, it's 9 hours to get to DC. I drove like 5.5 hours or almost 6 hours for real, because I just was trying to be like considerate for real. So I drove most of the time there, like going there. We get there. This is when everything fucks up. When we get there, she drops me off at my grandmother's house. Okay, that was already understood. When she dropped me off at my grandmother's house, she about to go to her grandmother's house. And I tell her, oh, pick me up in the morning. I put money in this car, and I'm planning to put way more money in this car. So I should feel like I could be able to get picked up in the morning, or like, and just to cut out all of the shit that ended up happening, I could have just kept the fucking car and picked her up. Literally. But anyways, so I was like, yeah, pick me up in the morning. And she was like, okay, well, I ain't even gonna lie. In the morning time, I'm not gonna be up. I was like, valid. Pick me up at like 1, 2 o'clock, like PM type shit. Because at the time that I'm getting picked up already, dropped off already, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, okay, valid. Pick me up at like 1, 2 p.m. type shit. Or at least call me at like 1, 2 p.m. She like, okay, cool. Mind you, y'all remember, she said okay to that. In the morning time, it comes. I end up waking up still in the morning. I didn't even bother her because I was like, yeah, she is not going to be up. I ended up calling her around like 1 o'clock like I agreed on. No answer. I call her 2 o'clock. No answer. I call her 3 o'clock. No answer. I call her 4 o'clock. She's like, oh yeah, I was asleep. But yeah, I can't even leave out right now because my grandmother, she just like, she had left out and went to the market. So I have no idea like when she's coming back, and I can't just leave out of her house because the door is not gonna lock. Mind you, I'm hungry as shit. I haven't gone anywhere yet. My grandmother doesn't have no food in her house. So it's like, okay, what is it that I'm going to do? Like, what is it that I'm about to do? And she like, no, my grandmother about to come, like, just give her a second. I wait. I don't get picked up. Long story short, fuck all that. I don't get picked up until like 9 or 10 o'clock. 9 or 10 o'clock. Actually, I'm going to make a part 2. I'm not going to make this too long.
Hello, my sisters. I have another flued out horror story for you. Let's just get into it. This is about 6 years ago. I meet a guy in Las Vegas, Memorial Weekend. We hit it off. He is 100% my type. Like, he's just so chill and laid back and shy. He's taking me and my homegirl out. He's not thirsty. He's not doing too much. He's not pressing me for anything. Everything is just good vibes. We end up parting ways. And like, honestly, I'm not thinking I'm really ever going to talk to him again. I get back home. He gets back home. And like, we are talking every single day. Maybe like a week goes by. And he's like, oh, do you want to come to my city? And I'm really not trying to. So I'm like beating around the bush, and then schedules were conflicting. At the time I worked in the club. So like, I always worked weekends. And so like, that was really the only time that I could come. So I just kept saying like, oh, I can't get off. Finally, he's like, okay, look, I'm about to go to camp. So like, if I don't see you this particular weekend, like, I'm not going to be able to see you for a long time. So I'm like, God damn. So finally, I'm like, all right, I'll come. And I tell him straight up, I'm like, look, like, I'm not sleeping with you. So like,
If that's the idea that you have in your head, like, I will just stay at home because I don't want this to be awkward for either one of us. So, of course, typical man answer. No, I'm not on that. I'm not even on that. I'm just trying to kick it. I'm just trying to chill. So I'm like, okay, like, don't try me. Fast forward to me getting there. I get there. We are having a blast. Again, he's not being thirsty. He's not trying me. I'm like, okay, great. Now, I forgot to tell y'all, this man would talk about the show, all the time. That was his favorite show. Like, everything was The Chi, this, The Chi, that, The Chi, this, The Chi, that. Keep that in mind. This is probably like the third day, maybe. We're in his movie room, and he's like trying to turn on The Chi, and it's not working. Like, the Stars app, I believe it was the Stars app, whatever app it was, like, he could not log into it. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, he talks about the show all the time. He had probably been like tussling with the TV for like 10 minutes, okay? So finally, I go, well, why don't you just hit forgot password? And he's like, I can't really do that because the account I'm using is this girl's boyfriend. I'm like, okay, we'll ask her for the password. He's like, oh, I can't really do that because the last thing I said to her was FUCK off. In the midst of him telling me this information about like how it's a girl's boyfriend, how he can't really text her, whatever, he is texting on his phone. I don't know who he's texting though. 2 seconds after he tells me that he told her to FUCK-OFF, his phone rings and he answers. And it is a woman screaming and hollering, talking about something. Oh, you were serious. I just wanted to see if you were serious. Oh, you were serious. You're really asking me for something after what you did to me. I thought you were different from everybody else, but you're exactly the same. And I wish I could get my insert cat emoji back, but I can't. So you're welcome. I get up because what the hell, I get up, I go downstairs. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't even know what to text in the group chat at this point because I'm so flabbergasted. My jaw's on the ground. I'm like, oh my, this is so awkward. Like, I want to act like I did not hear the conversation. So then I hear, Niana, come back up here. I go back upstairs. She's still screaming and hollering on the phone. And I'm like mouthing to him, I don't want to be in here. He's like, no, you good, Niana. No, you good, Niana. They end up getting off the phone. It is very awkward, the vibe between me and him. I'm looking at him and I told him, I was like, you're messy. And he's like, what? Well, she's weird. She's a liar. She's a weirdo. Like, she knew she had a boyfriend. I did sleep with her, but like, she knew she had a boyfriend and then she was all trying to fall in love with me. He can tell that I am uncomfortable at this point because that's just awkward and like, oh my God, I thought you were this innocent, sweet guy and like, you are in fact a 304. This is where it gets messy, y'all. So now he's like, okay, so what do you want to do tonight? Like, I want to take you out, blah, blah, blah. I really want to show you a good time, all this other stuff. He's telling me about 2 places. One place he's hyping up. The other one, he's just kind of acting like it's whatever. So naturally, I'm going to say, I want to go to the more hyped up one, right? The day goes on, we end up going to the place that I picked. Everything's great. It's me, him, his teammate. It was me, him, and 2 of his teammates, actually. We walk into the spot. The place is upstairs, downstairs. We are walking up the stairs. As we're walking up the stairs, a girl chokes him. I just keep walking upstairs. This is not my man. Whatever y'all got going on, that doesn't have nothing to do with me. I'm not about to be arguing over no man that's not mine. Jack his ass up. I don't care. A minute passes by and we're all upstairs. He's walking up, he grinning and laughing and stuff. And I'm just like disgusted at this point. I'm like, oh my, I want to go home. Like, you are embarrassing. Then he goes, remember the girl that I was on the phone with earlier? She work here. You brought me to this girl's job. So now I'm thinking that's why you hyped this place up. Obviously his teammates had girls there. Like, I'm trying to have a good time. Like, well, I am having a good time, but it's just like, I'm embarrassed to be around you. Like, I don't want anybody to know that I know you. Fast forward, we get back to his house, right? I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna make this part really, really fast. I did not sleep in the room with him because you don't get to lay next to this, but please. The city that he lived in, the clubs closed early, so we're home by like 2:30. I'm in the bed by like 3. About 3:15, I hear boom, 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 boom on the door. I am absolutely terrified. I'm in the bed, terrified. I'm like, oh my, who could be at this door? But I'm not getting out the room. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. I hear shh, shh, shh. I hear a girl like, no, I'm not being quiet. I'm not being quiet. Y'all, I'm literally like in the group chat in the bed texting my friends like, oh my God, you guys, like, I heard knocking at the door. Like, I heard a girl come in, this and a third, whatever. Like, a mess. My friends are like, get out the bed. No. I end up going to sleep because again, I'm leaving the next day. That part I left out. I'm leaving the next day. So I'm just laying in the bed. I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I'm getting up, I'm leaving I don't care. He got up and like had to go work out or something. He calls me on his way back home from the work and was like, hey, sorry about last night. That was my best friend. She was drunk and didn't have anywhere to go. Your best friend. I am literally running out of time, but basically I told him I knew that he was lying. I went to the airport later that day and I never spoke to him again until I ran into him on a double date.
Yeah, I'm so slow. I just been trying to figure out what can I talk about for 9 minutes, and I got buku story times. And if any of my story times is about you, and this come across your little For You page, don't acknowledge yourself, please. So this here story time gonna be about my sneaking gone wrong, y'all. I was embarrassed. So for the names, we gonna call the girl I was with Nacho, and we gonna call the boy Beef. So boom, it's Nacho birthday, whatever. We all at bombshells or whatever. Not Beef not there. It's me, my sister, and Nacho. We at bombshells, we getting drunk, but I already told them that I got a little link up later with Beef, so they already know what was really going on. Boom, so we getting drunk, but mind you, I can't get too drunk because I still gotta make it to Beef house. But that didn't go as planned because I still got drunk. But I still made it to Beef house. But it's what happened at Beef house that gets this story a little rocky. Literally, while I was driving the whole time, I felt sober. As soon as I pulled up into Beef apartments and parked my car, it seemed like that liquor hit me out of nowhere. So I'm like, I text him, I'm like, I'm outside. So he comes to the motherfucking door. And mind you, where the parking spot is, like, it's right there. Like, the stairs is right there. So he's standing at the stairs, and I'm just like, Lord, don't tumble or fall while you walking up these stairs, girl, please. So yes, I was tumbling up the stairs because of course I was drunk. But he like, damn, you good? I'm like, yeah, I just need to go to the restroom. I got to that main house probably like around 1:50ish, going on 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave out that main restroom till 5 o'clock in the morning. I was fucking embarrassed. And this motherfucker wasn't on help because the whole time I'm in the restroom, he on the game. Niggas in that game, like, y'all gay. This nigga will come in there, he came in there like, well, that I can remember, like, twice. He like, you good? You good? Bitch, come around my back, bitch. Bitch, come help me. Boom, so I finally make it out the restroom. You know, I get myself together, whatever, you know. Get myself all the way together. We go in the room and make it do what it do. Because, baby, we came over here for one thing or whatever. But a whole nother thing started happening. But that one thing still had to get done. Oh, yeah, it was getting done, baby. And he tossed me like a motherfucking sailor. Yes, he did.
Hey, y'all. It's Big 7. What's up? Today, I'm having a little story time when I got my wig pulled off in Hawaii on my birthday trip. So, okay. Yeah, it's my first story time, so bear with me. But this is what happened. So, I got my wig pulled off on my birthday. Like, this was probably the worst birthday ever. And it started off like this. So, I was fucking with this boy. We gonna call him Ace. We gonna call him Ace or whatever. So, Ace, we was talking for a very long time. We was in a relationship in some sort because we used to be on and off a lot, but it was a very toxic relationship. So my birthday was coming up, and you know, this is my main nigga at the time, so I'm just like really focused on what he gonna do for me. Like, you know, my birthday coming up, what you gonna do for Big Mama for real, boo? Like, so he like, oh, what you wanna do? So he like, oh, let's figure out what you wanna do, and I'll just book it or whatever you wanna go type shit. So I'm like, damn, I wanna go to Hawaii because I know he couldn't leave the country. So I was like, Hawaii is like my go-to place. If I'm not gonna leave the country, I'm gonna go to Hawaii because I always wanted to go to Hawaii. So around that time, we was beefing heavy. Like, we was on and off so bad to the point where I couldn't even plan the trip ahead of time. Like, he booked the trip probably a week before my birthday. And my birthday, if anybody knows, you have birthday around July 4th or anything. My birthday July 1st, so the fact that he booked it so soon, the tickets and everything was way higher, and then like all the excursion and stuff was like fully booked because we had to do it so last minute. We couldn't even get like the whole welcoming party when they be dancing and all that type of stuff. But I'm like, I don't care. I just want to go to Hawaii. I just want to experience something new. So he sent me the money and we booked the trip. So now, like a couple of days before the trip came, I noticed that we might have to do a COVID test because this was around like 2020, 2021. I don't know the exact year, but it was one of those years when COVID was out. So like literally it was like I had like a little dinner for my birthday in New York, and then I was planning on going to Hawaii right after. So why the day before the dinner, I just realized that we would need the COVID vaccination, because I didn't even look up the rules to get in. I'm just thinking, okay, it's a part of the United States, we could just go. So last minute, we tried to get the COVID vaccine thing, but it was saying like we have to book an appointment, like we couldn't get it that same time, and then we was already outside, you know, enjoying ourselves. So, and our flight was in the morning, so we didn't have no time to really get the COVID vaccine. But his friend, he was like, maybe we could make like a fake vaccination paper to show them, and they would probably jack it. So we tried to do that because that was the only option we had, because we didn't know till last minute that we would need it. So we like, okay, for me, hopefully they don't be on nothing crazy. So we go there, we travel, we stopped in Cali, I believe, and then from Cali we made it to Hawaii. Tell me why soon as we leave like the plane or whatever, like we see like it's like customs, and everybody's asking for like documents that show that you took the COVID test, and it was real bad. Like I was like, bro, I knew, like, I should have known better. Like, why would I think that we was going to get away with this? And they wanted to see proof from a real, like, pharmacy, like CVS, that we took the COVID test. So, okay, they already knew that we didn't take the COVID test, so they wanted us to go back to Cali just to take a COVID test and come back into Hawaii. But I was like, nah, I'm not doing all of that, because that's gonna fuck up my whole birthday trip. I'm only gonna be here for 5 days. I'm gonna be wasting mad time. I'm not gonna be here on my birthday. Like, it would have been a waste of fucking time. So I was highly upset, and I was just like, you know what, we just gonna figure it out. We still ended up passing through the whole verification thing, because it wasn't like mandatory. So we just kept walking in the airport, and we left. And then when we got to our hotel, they were asking for the same QR code that the airport was asking for. And they was like, if we don't have it, then we would have to quarantine inside the room for 5 days, or was it 10 days? I don't remember how long, but I was not quarantined in no fucking room on my birthday. So I was like, okay, that's a dub. So they gave me my money back for the hotel, and then I said, let's just try to look for another hotel. So this is when shit started going left, because he was pissed off at me, like, why would you not make sure that we didn't have to do anything, any further steps? And I'm like, yes, I fucked up. I should have made sure. I should have looked it up. But, you know, COVID was new to everybody, so I'm not thinking it was that serious to go into Hawaii, because it's just another state, quote unquote. So I'm not thinking it was going to be, like, that serious. But apparently they was not playing about that COVID shit, so I was like, we both made a mistake. Like, we both could have looked it up, because you could have looked it up too. Especially if I'm spending my money, I'm going to look it up. Like, if it's not my bread, of course I'm not going to be, you know, adamant to, but it still was my birthday. So it's like, I had no reason to try to fuck it up on purpose. He was making it seem like I just ruined the whole trip, and he had an OD attitude, which was understandable. But at the same time, let's fix the situation. You want to be walking off, acting like you're ready to go back home, and making the situation worse when I'm trying to fix the situation, trying to see other options for us. Because I was on Airbnb trying to look for another hotel. We was walking around the city. We was in Honolulu at that. So we walking around the city. We looking for other hotels. The second hotel we went to, same thing. We even met a couple that had the same situation as us. Like, a lot of people was in that situation and did not know. So we was not the only ones, and he just made it worse for me. Like, I started crying immediately, because it was just like he was just being really mean. Like, oh, I'm ready to go home. Like, I knew I should never came here with you. It was just very abusive. Like, his verbal abuse was even worse than the physical. So he was making it worse for me. Luckily, we found a hotel that wasn't asking for the QR code, so we ended up staying there. And it was a reasonable price. It was way cheaper than the hotel we originally was supposed to go to, because it was like, it gave motel, but the outside was cute. So I was like, why not? Like, you know, fuck it. We are here for the excursions, and we're not here to be worried about the hotel for real. Like, the hotel is just a plus. So even though we're not staying at no fancy hotel, I'm still trying to make the best of it. So now he kind of like, you know, calmed down, you know, kind of stopped having an attitude a little bit. But, you know, of course, he was still like kind of moody the whole trip. especially when we was doing like the excursions and stuff, is when he started to feel like happier and stuff. So we had a good time. Like we did zip lining, we did all types of shit. But it would be times when he just get back in his attitude mode and start getting on my case. Like another thing he was mad at was the fact that I booked a hotel. So I'm saying hotel. I booked a restaurant reservation on my birthday's day of, and it was kind of far. It was like 45 minutes away from where we was at, and he was mad about that. But I'm just like, why are you mad about where I choose to eat on my birthday? Like, you're weird. And I'm paying for the Uber. Like, that was my thing. Like, I'm not gonna let a nigga pay for every single thing. So I paid for the Ubers, and I paid for the excursions, and he just paid for the flight and the hotel. To me, that's fair. So I was like, bro, like, I'm calling the Ubers. If it's far, we're in Uber. We're still getting to see more of, you know, Hawaii. We're in another part. So why are you caring? Like, just enjoy the trip. But he just, I don't know, because around the time he had a lot going on. So I don't know if he was taking his anger out on me. But it's like, bro, don't not take your anger out on me on my birthday. You could be mad all you want. We already started off bad because of that whole COVID test shit. Let's just move past it and let's have a good time. Like, you just keep acting like you're on your period, and that shit was aggravating me so much. He got on my case on my birthday about how far the restaurant was. Then he got on my case about what else, because I didn't want to go to the strip club the first night or something like that. Like, I was so tired. I think I had like jet lag or whatever, so I just wanted to lay down, especially after all we've been through. We was walking through the rain looking for a hotel to stay at. It was just too crazy. So I was like, I just probably was a little out of it, so I didn't want to go nowhere. He had attitude over that too. It was just giving period syndromes, like you had a whole pussy. So next, I mean, after the first beginning stage, like, we started to have a good trip because we did excursions. Like, we went to the mall. Like, we was walking around. We was having a good time. We did surfing. Like, it was a good time in between. But let's get to the last day, because this is when shit just hit the fucking fan. So Ace, he had a really bad drinking problem. So I didn't notice it while we was in a relationship, like, until afterwards when I look back. Like, this man drank like a sailor. The fuck? He always had a bottle, like, and when he drank, he turned into a whole different person. So we went to the strip club. This is what happened. So we went to the strip club and we was drinking, we was getting lit. For me, the strip club in Hawaii is kind of like ass, I'm not gonna lie. So we was kind of bored. We wanted to spend money, but we didn't see nobody else spending money, and we threw a couple dollars, but it wasn't like, you know how we used to in the club out here. It wasn't like that. So I started getting bored, and we was already fucked up. So I'm like, I'm hungry. Like, let's go get something to eat. And the nearest thing that was open, that was 24 hours, I remember, was like Denny's. So we leave, like, we dead eyes having a good time, laughing, joking. Like, this is when I actually started feeling like the trip was going good. Shit. I lied to my fucking self. So we started walking, and he like, yo, you sure we're going the right way? And I'm like, I'm sure. Like, we passed this place hundreds of times. Bitch, why we was going the wrong way? And I didn't notice it till we got closer. I'm like, oh shit, you might be right. And it's like, bro, okay, we went the wrong way, fuck it. But again, I made a mistake. I'm gonna take accountability of that. But why do you have to be so rude? This man was so like, yo, you're a dumbass bitch. Like, he was so verbally abusive to me. It was so bad. Like, you're a dumbass bitch. I fucking told you. Like, and it just threw me off. Like, why was all of that necessary because we're going the wrong way? When we could just turn around and go the right way. But you're acting stupid as shit. I don't know if the liquor was getting to him or not, but it really turned me the fuck off because we was having a good night again. Like, after all the bullshit, we started to have good vibes. But for some reason, like, it just seemed like he just was on and off. Like, it was just on and off the whole trip. It was certain parts of the trip where he was funny and he was lit. And then certain parts of the trip was like, what did I do to you? Did I do something? Like, what did I do to you for you to be having this attitude right now? That's why a nigga could never play with me ever on my birthday, especially. Like, you can't play with me at all. But on my birthday, you play with me, you're done. Because this shit just really traumatized, especially in a different country, that, like, this shit really traumatized the fuck out of me. So he gets mad or whatever because we going the wrong way. And this nigga start cursing me out. I get turned off and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just go back to the hotel. I don't even want to eat no more. Like, my attitude just shifted OD. And I start walking. Tell me why as I start walking, this man really pulls my wig off in the middle of the street. in front of everybody in Honolulu, Hawaii. Bitch, I was so fucking pissed. And then on top of that too, that day I took my time to glue back on my wig, make it look decent, because when we went surfing and stuff, my wig came right off. So imagine you just put all your effort into doing your hair, and a motherfucker just pull that shit the fuck off the same day. Like, literally, you just installed it. Bitch, my fucking temper went off the roof. Like, I was ready to fight him. I started talking about his mama, his uncle, his cousin, his aunties, his baby mama, everybody. I started going and cursing him the fuck out. You know how we New York girls give it up. We disrespectful shit. But he deserved it. Like, why would you pull off my wig out of nowhere? And it wasn't even that serious, because I was just going back to the hotel because I didn't like your attitude. But no, that was like the worst thing I could ever did, because this man started coming for me, and then he pulled off my wig in front of everybody. So I kind of like rushed him, like started pushing him, and I was just like, no, I need that. Like, I was cursing him out at first, but then I was like, nah, I need that. I need to hit you, because you feeling yourself right now. You got me looking crazy out here. So we start fighting, in the middle of the street. And tell me why, next thing you know, a nigga from Hawaii, a random Hawaiian, comes out of nowhere, and he's like, oh, you want to be hitting on females? Fight me. So, okay, I know y'all probably gonna look at me crazy for this, but, you know, they say, like, okay, that's your nigga. Why would you let him fight another nigga? But, you know, being as though he always liked to put his hands on me, I felt relieved. Like, oh, my God, finally somebody comes to my rescue and, you know, fix his business. Because it's times when I didn't initiate the situation, and he done got over on me, and he done did a whole bunch of shit to hurt me. So I was like, okay. And I know, don't judge me for this. You know, we all go through our little phases and stuff like that. But that was just one of the times when I just didn't know myself. Like, I really didn't know my worth. Like, I would never let a nigga put his hands on me ever again. But at that time, like, you know, when you feel you love that person, and you feel like, you know, you don't want to leave that person, like, it's like you put that person over yourself, like, even though they don't deserve it, and then you're just stuck, you know. So I was just really stuck, and I was in love with this person at the time, and he made me feel happy at certain times. So I just accepted the bad, like, okay, he just, you know, I gotta deal with this too, because I love him. So it was stupid, I know, but anyways, he was fighting me in the middle of the street, and then next thing you know, the Hawaiian nigga came out of nowhere. Like, oh, you want to put your hands on females? I bet. So he starts squaring up, and I'm like, yeah, that's what your ass get. Now you gonna have to fight this nigga, because, yeah, it's about time somebody stuck up for me. Tell me why they start squaring up. Next thing you know, it's like the Hawaiian nigga, he was trying to look at karate lessons and Jackie Chan. He must have been watching videos on TV with Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee, because this nigga came out of nowhere, kicked this nigga so high, like his leg went so high, and it hit this nigga in the fucking head. My nigga, he kicked my nigga in the fucking head. And that's all I really wanted to see. I was like, yeah, do your big one. But I didn't really want to watch the fight at the same time, so I just walked off. And as I'm walking off, I was about to go to the hotel and leave them right the fuck there. I was about to leave him right the fuck there, because I was enraged. Like, my wig is off. I'm in Hawaii. It's my birthday. Like, I'm really crying OD right now, because I felt disrespected to the utmost. Like, if you could do that on my birthday, you really evil. Like, you really hate me. So I walked off, and as I'm walking off, I see cops, like a whole group of cops walking down the street. And even though I hate his fucking guts at this moment, I did not want to live with him getting locked up or something because of me. So, you know, morally, I walked back and I was like, you know, let's go. Because I don't want you to get locked up in Hawaii over me. Because it didn't seem like they was going to stop fighting. So I told him, let's go. And as he's going, he's cursing me out. So I still wanted to be petty. And I seen his phone on the floor. And I didn't even say, like, oh, I didn't even try to pick it up. Because it was like he was being so rude and disrespectful to me that I still wanted to get even on him. Like, fuck out of here, nigga. Like, I'm not about to help you. Nothing. The only thing I'm helping you with is not getting arrested. But other than that, you could die today, for real. That's how I felt. Like, you could really just hurry up, crawl in a hole, and die. Because you got me fucked up. So he started talking shit. Like, he started coming for me. And next thing you know, like, I just got enraged. Like, bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to? You wasn't talking shit when that nigga kicked you in your fucking face. Nigga. Like, he was so mad. Tell me why this nigga punched me in my motherfucking face. Like, bitch, I saw stars. Like, bitch, it was a real hard backhand punch. Like, boom. Like, I felt like I was in a cartoon the way he punched me so hard. This man punched me and I fell to the ground. I couldn't even fight back. He punched the shit out of me. But I was talking my shit, but I did not expect him to punch me that hard. And I fell to the ground. I was crying. And like, one thing about him, when he was pissed, he was pissed. He did not calm down immediately. He never felt sorry for me. And it was really sad. He kept walking, and he walked into the hotel, and he was threatening that he was going to violate me. He was going to do this, that, and the third. So I was very scared. And I was in a whole nother city. So I called my best friend at the time, and I'm crying to her like, bro, like, he just shitted on me. Like, he just did the most out here in Hawaii in front of everybody. Like, this shit is so embarrassing. Like, I'm really done. And as I'm walking, I'm crying. I saw this couple, and they was like asking me if I was okay. And I was just like, bro, like, at that point, I was scared that when I went in that room, he was going to try to beat me up some more. Because, you know, it's not public, you know, so I was scared for my life. But for some reason, I just didn't want to get the cops involved at all. So I told the couple, like, could you just walk with me to the hotel so I could get my stuff from him? Because I don't know what he's going to be on when I get there. So they were nice enough to go with me and walk me to the hotel. And even when I got to the hotel room, like, he still was on bullshit. He broke my phone, like, one of my phones. And he was just like, watch, when I go back to New York, I'm gonna violate you some more. I'm gonna fuck another bitch in our bed, like, because we was living together. So I was just like, oh my God, like, why is he acting like an evil ass nigga right now? And it was just like the worst trip I could ever, like, the only thing I could think about was how evil he looked in his face. Like, his face was just, it's like he just saw blood. And I was so scared. I didn't even want to be in the same hotel room as him. So I booked a whole nother hotel because the bitch had money. Like, I booked a whole nother hotel. Then I changed my flight to an earlier time so we don't have to be next to each other when we ride it back. And then, you know, as I was leaving that next morning, he started to feel remorse. Like, he always felt remorse, like, the day after. He never really felt remorse the day of. So after that, in the morning, he started calling me, like, babe, I don't know what happened. I really blacked out. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do that to you. You know I love you. Like, where are you? But, bitch, I was on a flight on my way home trying to make it there before him so I could kick him the fuck out my crib. That's all I cared about. Like, I was so heated to the point where I just didn't even want to look at him, see him. I just was ready to be done with him. So I got on the flight. My eye was swollen. I had a whole black eye. Like, I looked ridiculous. I looked like I just got beat the fuck up. Like, it's just like I just got beat the fuck up. And I'm on my way back to Jersey. As soon as I got to fucking my apartment and shit, I told them, like, yo, turn off his key fob, because he can't come back up here. I was scared that I didn't know what he was going to be on, so I didn't want him to even get his stuff out of my apartment. I just wanted everything to be prepared for him. So I put everything in the bag. Like, I even put this nigga gun in the bag. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I put his clothes, everything that he owned, in the bag. And I put that shit downstairs in the storage room by the concierge desk for him, and so he could wait for it. Like, literally, as soon as he got in the building, the concierge told him, like, yeah, your stuff is here. And when he tried to come upstairs and get inside the apartment, like, his key fob was not working. And they knew what time it was, because they know his key fob was the only key fob that was only for him. So they, like, my concierge was like, bitch, I already know. And I just came back from a trip. You already know what happened. Like, it's over with. It was just so clipped for him. And I just really hated him for that OD, because that experience was one of the worst experiences ever. But I know y'all want to hear the big question. Did I take it back? And yes, I did. Not right away, though, but I was still trying to be a dumb bitch a little longer. And it's sad, but I finally got over that situation. But every fucking day, I just remember that situation. Like, it just lives rent-free in my head. And it taught me a lesson. Like, that's what I never want to end up like. The moment a nigga put his hands on me ever again, it's over for him. I'm not going to give him no chances. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care how good he look. I don't care how much he say he love me. Like, I just had to learn from that. So we gonna drink to that. And yeah, that's my story time. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with another one very soon. Laters.